What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Bucco's Locker. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share all the videos. Really? Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you on all new videos that's posted on this channel. Shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. What the? Holy crap. This thing is bugging. What's going on? We're going to do a little recap for the next 30 minutes, maybe an hour. Depends on how things go. If I feel like it. I think I might. I don't know. How's everybody doing? Okay, y'all watching the Eagles and Falcons game? What y'all think? I just tuned in. What's going on? What did I miss? What did I miss? They really making a show about Aaron Hernandez? FX? FX is really making they're making a short film, a short story about Aaron Hernandez? Somebody really doing that? FX really? Come on, man. You gotta do better than that, FX. Come on, man. Come on, man. Tripping. Come on, nobody want to see that. I'm not watching that. So what did I miss? Falcon. Who's winning? The Falcons, the Eagles. It's on commercial break right now. Oh, they went for fourth down. They didn't get it. They didn't get it. Dang, that sucks. Oh, it's 0-0. Why did they go for it? They desperate. Desperate, man. Desperate. What? Anyway, let me give me some shout outs. Who's in the building? I'm giving everybody a chance to kind of get in. So we got Daniel Berry's sports highlights, Brent, Malcolm, Eli, what's up, man? You're Robert Jr. 2005, you wish, what's up, man? Buck Nation, pound sign or hashtag Buck Nation. Styles, what's up, man? Pat, what's up? Luke, Tony Lee, you early, man? You all right? Don't worry, man. Tony, you good? We just started. It's only been 5 minutes. Zach, what's up, man? So let's have a conversation. A recap, a real quick recap of yesterday's game. A big win for the Bucs on the road. Strong, tough victory. It's NFL is every week. Especially when you play the really good teams, it's never gonna be like easy playing good teams. There will be some easy games on the schedule. We do know that. But it's to the point where it's like, okay, we got the easy games. It's time to take the next step and win the hard games. And we did that. Yesterday. The Bucs did that, and as a fan base, we support that. Celebrate the victory. You know, celebrate it, enjoy it. We earned it as a fan base. We've been asking for the Bucs to step up against better teams. I think we know where the Bucs are at as far as the bad teams. We're better than them. It's just we just want to see this team win the bigger games, the games that actually matters, right? And the Detroit game actually mattered because that's a playoff team that we just beat, that the Bucs beat. That's a playoff team, and don't be surprised we see them again in the playoffs. You know, I would love to see that again. I would love to see that game again. To be honest with you, because that's what you call football. Shout out to the Lions for putting up a real good fight. They are tough. The Lions are good. They if their defense literally improved this year, like when we saw it Sunday. If their defense improved, the Lions gonna be a real tough out for a lot of teams. The offense got to get it together. And that's a definition of a really good game. The Bengals Chiefs game was really good. That was another playoff game. So there was some good games against really good teams. You know what I'm saying? And we were one of them. But enjoy the victory as a fan base. You know what I'm saying? But enjoy the victory and understand what this team can do better moving forward. They gotta. You know, it's not about how you start. It's about can you maintain and finish. Yeah, Kirk Cousins, man, I think he might be washed, man. That ball was inside too. You can't when you inside in the NFL, that's a pick, especially them out routes. I don't even know why they still run out routes in the NFL. Because it's like if you don't have a strong enough arm, you should not be throwing out routes. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert. There's only a few starting quarterbacks that can throw an out route. Michael Penix, well, not saying he can't, but he's not starting. But I'm just saying you gotta have a real strong arm to throw an out route. But yeah, so back to the Bucs. Congratulations, well earned victory, tough fought, earned it every minute of it, every second of that game. 60 minutes. That was a 60-minute game. That was a 60-minute game. What's up, Sal? What's up, man? Mr. Everything Bucks. Ryan. That was a 60-minute game. Did y'all enjoy that game? Like, be real. Like, did y'all enjoy that game as a fan? You know, it had you on. It didn't have you on the edge too. Like, it was almost like, man, if the Lions score a touchdown, you know, especially in the second half, and they go up a little bit, you can see the momentum. But the Bucs held it together. The defense held it together, and it came through. Here's the one thing about Todd Bowles, and I give him a hard time. I do, because as a head coach, he has a losing record, and so forth and so forth. His defense can get a little lackadaisical, a little bit too aggressive. But yesterday, the defense wasn't overly aggressive with the blitzing. He wasn't hyper aggressive. He was aggressive in certain moments, but for the most part, he played coverage. He played coverage. I want to see the breakdown as far as the next gen stats, as far as how much did he blitz. I don't think he blitzed more than 25% of that game, in my opinion. You know, and it was a very interesting game to watch as a fan, to watch Todd Bowles call that type of game. And here's another thing about Todd Bowles' system that's underrated. Todd Bowles always had a good defense. Don't get this twisted. Don't get it twisted. Todd Bowles always had a good defense, even going back to the Jets. Even though he didn't do good with the Jets, he got fired. They had a good defense. They never had a top tier offense. He's never had a top tier offense ever in his entire coaching career. Todd Bowles has had elite players in his defense with the Jets, but that was mostly Rex Ryan's guys, right? And one thing I've noticed about Todd Bowles' defense, and I don't know if y'all caught on to this, He don't need all pros for his defense to work. Am I the only one that caught that? Have I been the only one been paying attention to that? You don't need all pros for his defense to work. Pro Bowl guys, high elite level guys, as far as like, I get it. We all want to have a top level cornerback. We have a top level safety, a good number 2 cornerback. Like, also, we do want elite pass rushers. We do have an elite linebacker, Levante David, and then Savase Dennis, he's on his way. But his defense does not require all pro guys to work. Am I the only one that saw this, see this been happening? Like, if you go back to the Jets, he had a couple guys there in the Jets. But even when we first got to the Bucs in 2019, the Bucs defense wasn't great. Todd Bowles has gotten the most out of his defenses with guys that are not household names. You know what I'm saying? I'm just curious. Like, I'm not the only. Am I the only one to see that? But hey, if you just watched the game yesterday, you watched a beautiful defensive game plan against a high-powered offense. Now, don't get me wrong, Lions offense did move the ball. They moved the ball quite a bit. But if you want to know the reason why the Bucs won the game, 1 for 7 in the red zone. The Lions were 1 for 7 in the red zone. Right? The Lions offense, the Lions offense is going to be good. Like, do not get it twisted, folks. Moving forward, the Lions offense is not sorry. The Lions offense will be top 10 in yards, rushing, passing, stuff. Yeah, we know that. But the Lions yesterday did some uncharacteristic stuff. As I watched the game, replayed it a couple times, they did some uncharacteristic stuff. They was out of character. That was a terrible throw by Kirk Cousins. That was a bad throw by Kirk Cousins. How did he throw that? That ball was so terribly thrown. The Lions did some uncharacteristic stuff, and I think the Lions will be fine. I think we'll see them in the playoffs. The Lions will be fine. We beat a really good team, folks. Do not get that twisted. Leaps and bounds better than Commanders. But watching the game yesterday, Todd Bowles did a hell of a thing to Ben Johnson. And I'm telling you, and I said it yesterday, Todd Bowles had this game circled. He had Ray McLeod deep, too. Todd Bowles had this game circled. Because Ben Johnson got him twice last year. And Todd Bowles made a valiant effort to stop the pass. Which is interesting because the Lions passed the ball 55 times, that was clearly the game plan for Todd Bowles, is to stop the Lions from passing the ball. And Ben Johnson just, when you hit your head against the wall 100 times expecting different results, it's almost like Ben Johnson was like a level of insanity. We're talking football now. We're not talking about Lions and Bucs fans and all that. We're just talking straight up football. The level of insanity that Ben Johnson showed yesterday was really interesting. It was like, well, why does he keep throwing the ball when Jared Goff is clearly uncomfortable? And I said this during the game. It ain't going to work. He keep doing it. And then when they did run the ball, they ran the ball pretty decent. And I said this about the third quarter when I was watching Jared Goff. I was like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't going to work for the Lions. If they keep putting the ball in Jared Goff's hands, you're playing right into Todd Bowles' game plan. We want you to throw the ball. The Lions have multiple opportunities to run the ball with small man fronts. They had Jordan Whitehead playing linebacker at times. Like the Bucs had a small front in a lot of occasions. They played nickel, they played dime. The Bucs played a lot of zone. And the Bucs, the beautiful thing about what the Bucs did, they squeezed the middle. Ray McCloud was wide open. Kirk Cousins did not see it because Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins. Didn't even look that way. And he threw a bad ball. They had two good running backs, a really good O-line, and they didn't want to run the ball. This is why what we saw yesterday is the reason why Sean McVay got off of Jared Goff. And so Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, Baker Mayfield, they have default settings. Right? They're not terrible quarterbacks, but you have to make sure things are good around them for them to excel, right? But Jared Goff went back to his default settings. Both intercept. Well, the second interception when he got pressured, I think it was by Gaines or was it by Yaya? It was one of them. But he went back to his default settings. Threw the ball right down the middle of the field. Because Jared Goff is comfortable throwing the ball in between the numbers. He do not like throwing the ball outside the numbers. Very interesting, right? Jared Goff is not built for 55 throws a game. You have to protect Jared Goff. Any quarterback, period. You have to run the ball and play good defense. Did y'all know, as far as going into week 2, the passing touchdowns, the total touchdowns are down by a lot. You have to run the ball. 66 touchdowns in 2 weeks. That is the lowest the NFL has had touchdowns as far as the first 2 weeks in like 5 to 7 years. The offenses around the NFL are not looking good. The passing touchdowns is down. The total touchdowns is down. Everything is down. The defenses has caught up with this spread out shotgun offense. The running game will come back, folks, in full circle. I'm going to repeat. The touchdowns are down. The passing touchdowns are down. The defense has caught up with this shotgun 80% of the time type offense. Every year, the touchdowns have went down by a lot. This is why I'm not a big fan of being in the shotgun all the time. Because the shotgun is literally, you're telling the defense you're going to pass the ball 90% of the time. Sometimes you just got to get on the center. Play action. Run the ball. So if you watched yesterday, the recipe to win games moving forward, this is what I was trying to tell y'all yesterday as we transition to after the Bucs win this game. They won the game, they're riding high, but there's some things that they can work on, right? And I'm going to give y'all some stats here. After 2 weeks, it's still early, but after 2 weeks, this is the team rankings. All right, so the Bucs offensively after 2 weeks, and I did this last year with Dave Canales, and I'm going to hold off on jumping up and down for Liam Cohen because it's a long season. I'm treating the situation with Liam Cohen is the same as I treated with Dave Canales. I am not going to jump up and down on top of a mountain, the Empire State Building, the Willis Tower, and be like, yeah, you got to give it time. You have to give it time. It's still early season. It's not about how you start. It's about how you maintain and get better and finish strong. Throw the ball, Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is weird. So here's some of the Bucs team stats here. So after 2 games, the Bucs averaged 28.5 points a game, second in the NFL. Yards per game, 304 yards a game, 18th in the NFL. Yards per play, 5.6, 12th in the NFL. Third down conversion, 47.83%. That's 5th in the NFL. Okay, which is great, right? On third downs, Baker Mayfield on third downs, man, has been money. Agatha, anybody gonna watch Agatha? Red zone, 57% in the red zone, 9th in the NFL. TDs per game, 3 TDs a game, 5th in the NFL. Now here's the breakdown. Rush play percentage. This is the percentage of how much the Bucs run the ball per game after 2 games. 49% of the time they run the ball. That's 10th in the NFL. What up, Bucs? Like all caps. Tyreek. What up, man? Rushes per game, 26.5 rushes per game, 16th in the NFL. Rushing yards per game, 91 yards per game, 23rd in the NFL. That's an improvement, fellas and ladies. That's an improvement. The Bucs went from 32nd to 23rd. John McGee, Andy Weezy's world. The Bucs went from 32nd in the NFL to 23rd in the NFL. And I told y'all this. Anything better than 32nd is a lot better than 30. Anything better than 32nd is a lot better than being last. That is an improvement for the Bucs. They jumped up 9 spots. 9 spots they went up. They went from 70-something yards a game. Now I know it's only week 2 to 23rd. That's an improvement. And I told y'all this. If they went up five positions, 6, they went up 9. They went from 32nd to 23rd. Now there's still work to do. You know, Baker Mayfield's scrambling ability does help the rushing yards, but I haven't broken down the running backs only rankings. I don't think they're going to be really great. This is all the rushes combined. So if I just did Rachaad White, he's literally at the bottom. If I just did the Bucs running backs by themselves, they're pretty much close to the bottom. But just overall, Baker scrambling and stuff like that, that puts the Bucs at 23. Now, just running backs alone, they're not going to be 23. They're going to be most likely probably bottom 5. So the running game still needs to improve, in particular the running backs. We want to see more carries from Bucky Irvin. I'm over the Rachaad White situation. I'm over that. Rachaad White is one of the worst running backs EPA-wise. One of the worst running backs in the NFL, yards per carry. Actually, I think he's probably the worst starting running back in the NFL as far as yards per carry, yards expected that he's not getting. This is 2 years in a row with Rachaad White. Yards per carry, bottom 3 starting running back. We're talking about starting running backs. Rachaad White is literally bottom 5 yards per carry. Expected yards, all these things that I'm looking at Rachaad White, I'm like, dude. Fam, you got to get better. Yards per carry, man, hit the hole. Expected yards, he's not getting it. And I know Bucky Irvin I think he's a better running back, but the reason why Bucky Irvin's numbers don't look great because he's not getting the carries. He needs more carries for his numbers to go up, but just from a running back perspective, the Bucs they're gonna need the running game. They're gonna need that running game, and when it gets tough, when things start settling down, week 5, week 6, week 7, week 8, week 9, week 10, when things will start settling down, the weather change a little bit. They're going to need that running game. I promise you. They're gonna need that running game. This can't be Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, or bust. This can't be. You can't be one-dimensional, and that's one of the things that Dave Canales did with the Bucs. He started out, the running game was 47, 48% runs. And then as the season progressed, the run percentage went down. Now, my thing is, will Liam Cohen stick with the run percentage over 45%? Will Liam Cohen maintain the rush play percentage at 49, 47, 48%? That is the question, because because Dave Canales started out like this too. The run percentage was high, but as the season progressed, the run percentage got lower and lower and lower. It got down to like 32%. So I'm going to keep my eye out on this rush play percentage for Liam Cohen. He didn't coach his best game, obviously, yesterday, but it was good enough. Like I said, the first quarter, and then that drive in the second half by Baker Mayfield running around, that was pretty much it. The defense pretty much held his own. Kind of won the game for the team. They carried the team. But Liam Cohen, he should be able to get better. I think Bucky Irvin will get more catches or more rushes. Yeah, everything gets interesting as the season progresses. It's not about how you start. It's about maintaining, and the Bucs are about to go through a gauntlet. And we saw this last year. The Bucs were 3-1 after 4 games. The Bucs started out 3-1, and we was doing the same thing last year. We was jumping around, beating our chest. Enjoyed the win, folks, but there's things that they need to work on. Very interesting to see if Liam Cohen can stick with the run. The Bucs averaged 3.4 yards a carry. 30th in the NFL. '30th in the NFL in yards per carry. Come on now. They got to get better there, man. I'm telling y'all, man, they're going to need this running game, man. They're going to need that running. I promise you, folks. I promise you. That O-line needs to get better. Tristan Wirfs, Luka Decky, when he gets healthy. The interior O-line, Ben Bretson, Cody Mulch, Graham Barton. You have to get better running that ball. I promise you cannot be one-dimensional in this league. The league has gotten too good in stopping the pass, which explains why TDs are down. If you are one-dimensional going into the game, teams are going to eat you up, especially the better teams. It's early in the season. The Bucs got time to figure this out, but I promise you they need to. Everything looks good at the beginning. But do not get sold on a couple weeks into the season, because just as fast as you can jump up and down and scream and holler on top of the mountains, 4 or 5 weeks later, you can be scratching your head like, what the hell's going on? We saw this last year. And I said the best version of Baker Mayfield when he has a good running game, because Baker did this last year. He had some good games early. Made some plays, scrambled the run. It's literally a replay. You know, quarterbacks running around, things looking fresh. It's all good now. Jalen Hurts just ran like 15 yards for a first down. He put his head down to run the ball. But that's all good, Jalen Hurts. But I promise you, he won't be doing that later in the season. I'm just saying, folks. You know, team, Saints, everybody, Chargers. It's all good now. Seahawks, it's all good. Congratulations, 2-0. But I promise you, the NFL is it's a journey. It's a grind. You got to stay healthy. You got to get better. And teams that don't look so good, they can turn it around too. But to be one-dimensional would not be the best interest for the Bucs. So hopefully Liam Cohen keeps the running percentage above 45%. Unlike Dave Canales, he bailed on the run early in the season. After like about week 5, week 6, it went down to like 37%. Then it went down to 32%. So the Bucs were literally one-dimensional. So I just wanted to bring 3.4 yards to carry, folks. 30th in the NFL. That's just like Dave Canales. Touchdown, Eagles. That was on the safeties too. That was right between Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons. It was some confusion there. It looked like there was some confusion between Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons. Because they both, when Devontae Smith caught that touchdown, they both looked at each other like, Jesse Bates jumped up and down a little bit like, dang it, man, I thought you know. Ooh. Yeah, Jesse Bates was like, oh, Justin Simmons, you went too far over. See, Jalen Hurts, it's all good now. We saw this last year with Jalen Hurts. And then once he got nicked up, and once he started getting nicked up and got hurt a little bit, Jalen Hurts didn't look good in the back end of the season. See, when everything's fresh, it's all good. I'm just saying, man. I mean, 3.4 yards a carry is not going to help out Baker Mayfield in that passing offense with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Because guess what? We literally saw the Lions take away Mike Evans. And then they did a pretty good job on Chris Godwin after the first quarter. The Lions secondary, outside of that first quarter, played pretty well. So teams, if they have the secondary to do that, they can take away your best weapon. So I'm going to put a question mark on that. I'm going to keep my eyeballs out on the Bucs running game. 3.4 yards a carry, 30th in the NFL is not going to cut it. It's not going to help the Bucs win a lot of games. You cannot be one-dimensional. So keep your eye on the run game, folks. Passing offense. The Bucs, they pass the ball 50% of the time, 23rd in the NFL. You got to have balance. So the Bucs got good balance right now. Just the running game just not good enough yet. Hopefully it gets better. Completion percentage. Baker Mayfield, 73% completion percentage, 6th in the NFL. Trenches matter, folks. Passing yards per play, 8.7, 3rd in the NFL. Passes per game, 24 passes a game. That's 27th in the NFL. Passing yards per game, 213 yards per game, 13th in the NFL. Quarterback sacks percentage, 10%, 27th in the NFL. So the passing game, it will get better. 213 yards. And this is remember I was telling y'all about, this is a credit to the defenses around the league. The passing game is not what y'all thought it is. It's not like that no more. It's not like that. You just can't go chucking the ball around like that no more. The defenses have gotten too complex. Throwing the ball 35, 40, 45, 50 times a game is not it. Them days are over with. Now, some games you might have, but a lot of the times you better have balance. The Bucs right now, they got 50% pass, 49% run. They need to stay there, but the running game needs to get better to help out that passing game. Because the days of chucking the ball around, Air Coryell, Bruce Arians, no risk it, no biscuit, a lot of sacks and turnovers and, all that throwing the ball around the yard. Nah, man. Air raid and all that. No. No risky, no biscuit. Them days are over with. In my Mopar Bucks voice, over with. Out of here. You better be able to run the ball. Oh, we got all these receivers. Yeah, that's cute. But you better run that ball. I'm just saying, it's not hard to understand football, but if you don't have no running game, I promise you ain't winning a lot of games. You might win about, maybe if you got good offense, you have good enough, might get 9 wins. But if you want to get double digits, you better have a solid running game. You got to have some threat of a run. Oh, Braylon Allen, the rookie from Wisconsin, the youngest player in the NFL, 20 years old. Braylon Allen, he looked good yesterday. He backing up Breece Hall. They got a 1-2 punch in New York. Breece Hall and Braylon Allen. A lot of teams got 2 running backs. A lot of teams got 2 good running backs. I hope Rachaad White get better, but man, you can't be one-dimensional. For the Falcons, good for 12. Yeah, Ray McCloud, he does a great job of sitting down in the hole against that zone. When you find a window like that, just show your numbers and sit still and let the quarterback find you. I'm just saying. Braylon Allen, nice, man. I like Jalen Wright from Tennessee. Braylon Allen, you know what I'm saying? Trey Benson. I'm just saying. But just because you got, we got Mike Evans, we got Chris Godwin, we got Jalen McMillan, we got Trey Palmer, we got, Cade Otton, we got, weak self, nah, man. That ain't gonna last. That's not gonna last. That's not gonna last 17 games, folks. That's not gonna last 17 games, folks.
He got him on the ground, but maybe he grabbed it. There's no foul for holding. First down. Wow.
The running game, the running backs are coming back alive, folks.
This offensive line over the last couple of years and coming into this ball game watching them, they really do a nice job. And
all I'm saying is, folks, the running game is coming back. This is very imperative for the Bucs. If they want to be successful, they need that running game. Kirk Cousins, he's not pulling the trigger on some of them throws, man.
Outside with the Kobe Dean, the middle linebacker, out in coverage on London. Yeah, that's exactly where Cousins was wanting to go with the football. And Cousins got the hand to the face, and down he went as Brandon Graham got through.
Oh, yeah, White was talking spicy, too. He was. But I just want Baker Mayfield to be successful with a good running game. I don't want him to have a lot of pressure on him like that. Kirk Cousins do not look good. His throws are so floatish. That ball got to be drilled in there, man. He was open. His arm is so weak.
Looks a lot different than what I saw last week, but when you go back and you watch him when he was in Minnesota, he's not a guy who really gets high on his toes.
Yeah, Atlanta got two good running backs. Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson. Kirk Cousins is steady Eddie. Steady Eddie.
Yeah, I'm not so sure Ray McCloud didn't throw a punch at the end of that play. After you have a nice game, you see how they sort through this, but that's what. Well, Gardner Johnson pulled his mouthpiece off, and McCloud went to the face mask of C.J. Gardner Johnson.
Gardner Johnson. He's an instigator. Gardner Johnson, he's an instigator. He's an instigator, man. That dude, man, he gets under your skin. You want to punch that dude every time, man. You gotta chill out, man. Gotta chill out, man. You can't let that dude get under your skin. That's what he does. He does little stuff like that to get under your skin. I mean, good God, man! Like the jig is up on Charlie Gardner, Charlie Gardner Johnson. The jig is up. The league should know how he get down. He gonna pull you. He gonna pull your mouthpiece off. He gonna poke you in your ear. He gonna slap you in the face a little bit. He gonna punch you in the stomach. He does little stuff like that to get flags. That's what he does. That's what he does, man. Come on, you can't fall for that. Come on, man. Big Buck, what up, man? Over with. So the Bucs defense stats, as we about 14 minutes away from wrapping this up. The Bucs defense, they allow 18 points a game, 6th in the NFL, yards per game, 381 yards a game, 28th in the NFL in yards per game allowed. Yards per play, 5.5 yards per play, 21st in the NFL. Opponent's third down conversion, 36%, 19th in the NFL. Opponent's fourth down conversion, 66%, 17th in the NFL. Opponent's red zone percentage TD, 40% opponents score in the red zone, 15th in the NFL. Opponents rush play percentage, the people run the ball so far after week 2, 41% of the time. That's 13th in the NFL. Opponents rushing yards per game, 4.9, 22nd in NFL. This is what I was trying to explain to y'all about the Lions. The Lions played very weird yesterday, right? And I'm glad we got that dub. But just watching the Lions yesterday, the Bucs allowed 4.9 yards per play on the ground. And when I was watching the game, I'm like, why are the Lions? And Vita went out. Vita got hurt, and the Lions still didn't want to run the ball. It was interesting, man. They played right into Tybo's hands. Shout out to Tybo's. Opponents rushes per game, 28 rushes per game. They run the ball. The Bucs allow 138 yards. The Bucs defense allows 138 yards, 138.5 yards per game, 20th in the NFL. The Bucs allow 138 yards per game. I'm scratching my head, folks. And when you start looking at the tape and looking at the game, you like the Lions was doing too much. We earned that victory, but just from a football perspective, you know what I'm saying? They thought golf was really like that. They really thought golf was really like that, but no. The Lions ran like 80 something plays, 83 plays, 55 almost passes. But Jared Goff ain't really like that. I'm telling you, this Jared Goff. He went back to default settings. He should have threw 4 picks. The Falcons got 2 good running backs. The Bucs allow 130 yards per game on the ground after 2 games. It's only 2 games, but man, damn. But what matters is points per game. Falcons got 2 good running backs. I'm very curious. Do the Bucs O-line really care about run blocking? Because they love pass blocking. And remember now, here's the thing about folks. The Bucs played the Eagles in 2 weeks. Can the Bucs run the ball? Can the Bucs run the ball, please? Can they run the ball like the Falcons? Because clearly Atlanta doing it, controlling the clock, running the ball, wearing down the defense. I want to see the Bucs do stuff like that with the run game. I know what the Bucs can do in the passing game. I want to see the Bucs run the ball really good against the Eagles defense, against the Broncos defense. The Atlanta had the ball. It was 5 minutes and 18 seconds left on the clock. Atlanta still got the ball. Because when you can run the ball, you can take time off the clock. It's almost 1 + 1 is 2. It literally is. If you can control the clock. I'm just saying, folks. Almost broke the man's neck.
Yeah, and with 22 seconds left, the Falcons still have a timeout left. So
I'm just saying, folks, when you can run the ball, you can control that clock. You can close out. And the thing about having a good running game, right before about 6 minutes left before halftime, you got a good running game. Trust me, you can take all 6 minutes. Is that Austin Booker the fourth from Kansas?
Finally get the push into the backfield that you would expect. I mean, these are talented guys. They're in the inside. Thomas Booker.
Oh, Thomas Booker.
Free agent from Stanford. That's him. Got through to make the initial contact, and it's 2nd and goal.
But yeah, so the Bucs got some things to work on, man. Running the ball, and also stopping the run, because when it gets late in the season. That was a terrible play call. Kirk Cousins, man, he'll get you some yards, he'll do his little thing, but when it comes down to like certain moments, man, I just don't trust him. You think Robinson get injured? Okay, Ryan Howard, whatever you think, man. I mean, I can say that for Bucky Irvin. I think Bucky Irvin's gonna get hurt because he's gonna get overutilized. Come on, man. Like, you can't put everything on every other team but the Bucs. Whatever you apply to another team can apply to the Bucs. Just like injuries. Oh, well, the Bucs ain't gonna get injured. Guess what? The Bucs got injuries. Whatever you say about any other team, it can work. It can apply to the Bucs. Man, Mike Evans gonna get hurt because they're gonna overutilize him. Come on, man. Football 101. The world does not evolve around everybody else except for the Bucs. The Bucs are nobody's an exception. No team is an exception for injuries, bad things happening. Can't do that, man. Kirk Cousins, Jesus Christ. Kirk Cousins, but Kirk Cousins has never been a good red zone quarterback. Oh, yeah, Kyle Pitts. See, one thing I never understood about certain quarterbacks, Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, Trevor Lawrence, is when they get to the red zone, they do not give their guys a chance to make a play at all. I cannot stand a quarterback, Jacoby Brissett. I can't stand a quarterback getting the red zone and afraid to throw the ball to your guy to give him a chance to catch the ball. They throw the ball away. They throw the ball over the end zone. Like, what are you doing? Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, they all got default settings when they get to the red zone. I don't want to throw an interception, so I'm going to throw it out of the end zone. What? You're not even going to give your guy a chance to get a jump ball? Like, what are we doing with these quarterbacks, man? Like, I do not like scary quarterbacks. One thing I like about Baker Mayfield, he's not scared. But Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, Trevor Lawrence, they get in the red zone and they just freak out and they just throw the ball, they dirt ball it. They throw the ball away. Like, give your guy a chance to get a touchdown. Jesus Christ. It just irks my nerves when I see quarterbacks do that. Third down in the red zone. Like, sir, give your guy a chance. Jesus Christ. Like, it's almost like in their mind, I don't want to throw an interception, so I'm going to throw it away. In the red zone, give your guy a chance. I swear to God, it's like notorious, man. Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, Jared Goff, Trevor Lawrence. I'm seeing these guys do it all the time. They get to the red zone, third downs, they dirt ball things. They throw it away. I can't make that throw, so I'm not gonna give my guy a chance. I'm just gonna make a overthrow. Jesus Christ. Give your guy a chance to make a play. Drake London, Kyle Pitts. Give your guy a chance. Holy Jesus. It's almost like, I'm telling you, a lot of them quarterbacks, they be trying to protect their stats too. I'm going to always pick an aggressive quarterback in situations like that over a conservative quarterback. I'm going to always take an aggressive quarterback over a conservative quarterback in situations like that. Because I want my quarterback to give my guy a chance to make a play. Don't give me this conservative crap. Dirt ball. What? What are we doing? You don't want to throw an interception. That's what it is. You're trying to protect yourself. You're trying to protect your stats. You don't care about winning. If I was the Falcons, I would just run the ball. They running the ball very well. This is, once again, here we go. Another team with some good running backs, 2 good running backs, and they just was Kirk Cousins. No, man. And this is no excuse for Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins has been in the league way too long. You got Kyle Pitts, you got Bijan Robinson, you got Drake London, you got Darnell Mooney, Ray-Ray McCloud making plays. Come on, man. Kirk Cousins got about 5 weeks, man. I'm just saying, folks. First down. But yeah. So what's next for the Bucs? They got the Broncos, man. We're gonna talk about the Broncos later this week. Probably Friday or Saturday. I got a lot of stuff going on this week. Bijan Robinson got 72 yards. Run the freaking ball, Atlanta. But here's the funny thing. I'm gonna say this last piece right here. The NFC South is not the worst division in the NFL. It is the AFC South. I'm just saying. The AFC South is the worst division in the NFL. Raheem Morris is not a good second half coach. 9-28 in the second half. Raheem Morris is not a good second half coach, folks. 9 wins out of 37 games. He has 37 games in when he trailed in the second half. He's lost 28 of them. 20 out of 37 games he's lost when his team is trailing in the second half. Not good. First down. Anyway, we got the Broncos next. The Broncos are a scrappy team. They scrappy. But Bo Nix is not good, folks. Bo Nix is not good. I watched a lot of games yesterday. I watched them all. Not the full games, but enough. But let me give you my take on some things around the league. Bo Nix is not good. Bo Nix is not it, folks. Just like Will Levis, not it. Will Levis is not it, man. Bo Nix and Will Levis, man. I seen them guys in the SEC, and neither one of us were impressive. Anthony Richardson, he's a boom or bust guy. 3 picks yesterday. I'm just saying, folks. Will Levis, Bo Nix is not it. I've seen those guys in the SEC, man. Wouldn't touch him with a yardstick. Bryce Young. Bryce Young got benched for Andy Dalton. Pew, 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 pew. The red rifle. Bryce Young got benched for the red rifle. Dave Canales said Andy Dalton gives us the best chance to win. What? Pew, 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 pew. Now, how do Andy Dalton keep falling in situations like this? Dave Canales had a meeting with Dave Tepper every Monday. He talks to the owner every Monday. They sat down Monday, and they came out today and said, you know what? We're going to sit down. We're going to sit Bryce Young down. And we're going to give Andy Dalton the helm because we think he gives us the best chance to win. This is what Dennis Allen said. Dennis Allen said the same thing. Andy Dalton gives us the best chance to win. That is a lie. But they can also find the hard way. But I will say this about Bryce Young. Poor Bryce Young, man. It don't look like it's going to work out for him, man. I mean, the size, the arm strength, his attitude, his body language. There's nothing about Bryce Young screams alpha. There's nothing about Bryce Young. Look, he's not even Kyler Murray. At least Kyler Murray got a little wiggle to him, and he got a better arm and got a little more size to him. Bryce Young is about my size. He's a little bit bigger than me. And nothing about Bryce Young screams alpha. Look, even with Kyler Murray, I don't think Kyler Murray is an alpha guy. He has an attitude. He's very athletic. Kyler Murray looks good between September, October, but November, December, he falls apart. So we've seen Kyler Murray play good when it's nice weather. The problem with Kyler Murray is when the weather get cold. He folds like a lawn chair, like Tua Tagovailoa. Some guys are built for certain seasons, and Kyler Murray is not built for 17 games. He's going to get nicked up. Right now, Kyler Murray, I remember when Arizona started out 6-0. Oh, Arizona 6-0. And what happened? They fell apart. Kyler Murray does this all the time. He starts out really good. But see, with Bryce Young, he's a great value version of Kyler Murray. He's a great value version of Kyler Murray. Bryce Young, not it. Nothing about him screams a leader. He's an alpha. Guys are going to get behind him and rally behind him and get right. I can't even imagine Bryce Young in making the speech in front of the team. I just can't imagine him doing it. Can you imagine Bryce Young in the middle of a huddle of grown men talking about, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We got to do this. He's like a little kid. Like a little kid. They got a little kid back there. He ain't built for it. And to be honest, low-key, from a football perspective, this might be a smart move for the Panthers organization because if Red Rifle will start winning, that's going to make Bryce Young look even worse because he might not get that job back. But yeah, Carolina Panthers, they're going to the Andy Dalton. What else? The Seahawks 2-0. Yep, the Seahawks 2-0. Geno Smith had a really good game too. The Raiders beat the Ravens. The Ravens. Oh, well, I'm not going to be worried about them just yet. The Texans 2-0 as expected. Braylon Allen, nice. Shout out to me. Shout out to me. Shout out to Malik Willis getting that dub. Shout out to Malik Willis. Shout out to the Steelers too. Shout out to the Steelers. They keep winning with no offense, basically. Chargers 2-0. Shout out to Jalen Daniels. He had a pretty good game yesterday. The Redskins or Commanders won the game. He had a pretty good game yesterday. Jalen Daniels had a pretty good game. But the Steelers, man, they got no offense, but man, their defense is nasty. Bo Nix is terrible. Shout out to J.K. Dobbs. Shout out to J.K. Dobbs. Oh yeah. Man, injuries, man. 49ers, man. Deebo Samuel's out. Isaiah Pacheco out for a while. Deebo Samuel's out with was a hamstring, I believe, or something, strained calf. The Rams, man. The Rams, good Lord, man. Oh my gosh, the Rams are the most injured team in the NFL right now. The Rams got the most injuries out of starters in the NFL. I'm talking about 3 O-linemen hurt. They got both tackles are hurt, I believe. Guard is hurt. Starting guard hurt. Both tackles, I believe. One suspension. The other starter is hurt. Puka Nacua hurt. Just found out that Cooper Kupp is hurt. And I think the starting safety's hurt. My goodness. The Rams, oh man, if they were healthy, the Rams would be a problem. Oh, Jake Kamada? Yeah, Jake Kamada has not looked good. I don't know what happened to Jake Kamada. I don't know what happened to him. He hasn't looked good. Who else? The Cowboys lost. The Saints are 2-0, riding high. We're going to see y'all in a few, Saints fans. We're going to see y'all. We're going to see y'all real soon. Yeah, I think I covered everything. Minnesota 2-0. It's Green Bay? Okay, okay. No. Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams. I'm gonna say this right now. I don't see no difference between him and Justin Fields. As far as when Justin Fields was a rookie, it looked exactly the same. Caleb Williams looked like a hot mess. He thought that what he did at Pro Day and at USC and at Oklahoma, he can run around and make these plays with his feet and make these spectacular throws like he did in the Pro Day and rolling left, throwing back right and all this. None of that's working. Anything over 5 yards, Caleb Williams is terrible. He's worse than Justin Fields. If anybody been watching Caleb Williams, he's never looked good against really good defenses. Really good teams. Go watch him at Oklahoma. Go watch him at USC. Anytime he played good defenses like Utah, he looked terrible. And Caleb Williams got more weapons than Justin Williams. According to what the Bears drafted, O-linemen and all that. Keenan Allen, I know he was hurt, and Romeo Dozier, and DJ Moore, and Cole Kmet, and Gerald Everett. They got running backs. Swift. They got the other running back, number 24. I can't think of his name. The other running back. I'm just saying, man. Caleb Williams don't look good. Some people said the Bears should have drafted either Marvin Harrison Jr. or Joe Alt and kept Justin Fields. Rashad Johnson, yeah, he's nice. I like him. He better than Rashad White. Oh, Khalil Herbert. That's his name. Khalil Herbert. I like him too. I'm just saying, man, Caleb Williams he looks worse than Justin Fields. When I watched Justin Fields as a rookie, and Caleb Williams looks much worse. To me, Caleb Williams needs to sit. Tom Brady talked about this. These young quarterbacks, a lot of them are not ready, man. A lot of them are not ready. A lot of these guys need to sit. I wonder if teams are going to get back to sitting these quarterbacks, these young guys. You got to sit them, man. You got to sit these guys, man. These guys are not ready. I like the position that Michael Penix is in right now. I love it because he get to sit and chill. Caleb Williams don't look good, man. They don't look good, man. Jalen Daniels will be the best quarterback between the two. He got better weapons than Jalen Daniels. And Jalen Daniels looks a lot better. The Bears should have drafted Marvin Harrison Jr. or they should have drafted Joe Alt and put him at left tackle or traded down. I don't know, man, but Caleb Williams don't look good. They could have drafted Joe Alt and had Romeo Duzé, or they could have drafted Marvin Harrison Jr. and drafted another tackle. I'm just saying, man, these quarterbacks need to sit, man. They're not ready, man. Will Levis, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, Jalen Daniels looks a lot more crispy. I'm just saying, man. Tom Brady talked about this, man. These guys are not earning their spots, man. They just throwing them out. Bryce Young should have sat. Should have sat him. Everybody can't be C.J. Stroud. Everybody can't be Andrew Luck. You got to be an elite quarterback. You got to be a special quarterback to go in and play right away. Not a lot of quarterbacks can come in and start right away. It just don't work like that. Kirk Cousins cannot throw the ball accurately. Jesus Christ. And teams really need to invest in that O-line even more. You got to protect these young guys, man. You got to keep drafting the O-lineman until you figure it out. Peyton Manning threw a lot of picks. Jameis Winston threw picks. Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson, like a lot of these guys, Baker Mayfield. A lot of these guys were not ready to start, man, to take over a franchise and carry their franchise on their back.
Because of Charlie Warner's block.
There's certain quarter. Yeah, Andrew Luck threw picks as a rookie. Peyton Manning, Jameis. A lot of these guys threw picks. John Elway. These guys, you gotta sit these guys, man. Like in today's football, everything is out of the shotgun. That don't work in the NFL. You gotta have some form of a running game. Andrew Luck was the chosen one. Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck. So you got to set your team up by getting the O-line together first. Then you get the quarterback. You don't draft the quarterback, then draft O-lineman. It don't work like that. I'm just saying. The Texans had a pretty decent. The Texans drafted a first-round guard, Kenyon Green. They had Laramie Tunsil. They had a pretty good center. They drafted O-lineman. They got Larry Tunsil. Like, so you get your O-line together. And then you get the quarterback. Atlanta got two good running backs. Atlanta they're running all over the Eagles. Can the Bucs do that? Andrew Luck should have sat behind Peyton Manning. That would have been a perfect scenario. They should have sat Andrew Luck behind Peyton Manning. But for whatever reason, that they didn't want to do that. Atlanta is running the ball all over the Eagles. They are running the ball all over the Eagles. They got two running backs. This is how you run the ball. You can control the clock, Tampa Bay. Moving forward, when you play better defense with better defensive lines, you got to run the ball and control the clock with two running backs. Starting with Bucky Irvin. I said Bucky White. Bucky Irvin. This is what you got to do, Bucs. Run the ball. You got to improve in that. Two good running backs. We out here messing around with Rashad White. Give Bucky Irvin some more carries, man. This is how you're supposed to do it. Whenever the Bucs get a good running back, I think we're gonna be fine. Like a good 1-2 punch. I think Bucky Irvin is a start. We just need another one, man, because I'm over the Rashad White situation. Kirk Cousins again. What I tell you, that's him. Right on cue. Should have kept running the ball. As soon as they throw the ball, Kirk Cousins gets sacked. Should have just kept running the ball. They ran the ball all the way down there and you put it in Kirk Cousins' hands. Just keep running the ball. Holy crap, Atlanta, what are you doing? Zach Robinson, Atlanta OC? Just keep running the ball. Come on, Zach Robinson. You're running the ball down their throat. I don't care if it's 3rd and 4. Run it again. As soon as you drop back with Kirk Cousins, he gets sacked. Holy crap. Come on, Zach Robinson. First down. Come on, Zach Robinson. You're running the ball down their throat. And you're going to throw him with Kirk Cousins for what? Anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up. Shouts out to all the Power and Sea Bandits. Thank you for joining in the live stream of Buckles Locker. Tampa Bay Bucs versus Detroit Lions recap. I gotta put the S on the Lions. Enjoy the rest of y'all night. We're gonna talk about the Broncos later this week, probably Friday or Saturday. Depends on if I got time Friday, but most likely Saturday. With that being said, fire those cannons, seize the day, raise the flag. Hashtag confidence. Hashtag facts over feelings. Hashtag probability over possibility. Hashtag trenches matter. Hashtag why. Hashtag what are we doing? Hashtag don't get mad at me. I don't play the game. I just talk about it. Hashtag oh you negative. Hashtag come sit next to me. Hashtag he really like that. Hashtag this ain't it. Buckles Locker signing out. Deuces.